Welcome back to another segment of Funk Film Reviews. And last one we did was my favorite film of 2014. Now this short segment is about my favorite film of 2015. Now there's a lot of good movies. My favorite Best Picture nominee was actually the one that was Best Picture, and it was that was my second favorite film of the year, though. By the way, it wasn't my first. Spotlight was my second. My first, and surprisingly, 2015 was a very good year for really late sequels and all that. Like Mad Max Fury Road was a pretty good one. Also, I didn't mind Star Wars The Force Awakens, although I did not like the other two after that. But my favorite one, and it's my favorite film of the year, is the seventh installment featuring the character Rocky Balboa, and it's about a character by the name of Adonis Creed, who was a young child who was the son of Apollo Creed, who died before he was born. If you watch Rocky IV, you know that Apollo Creed died in the ring while boxing, and you find out later that Apollo Creed had an affair. Then a kid was born, but the wife of Apollo Creed, played by Phylicia Rashad, ended up adopting him in, taking him in, and raising him. And he ended up, when he got older and all that, he was always a fighter, and he decided to quit his job and move to Philadelphia to seek out Rocky Balboa and get trained by Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa, obviously portrayed by Sylvester Stallone, and one thing you got to know about the Rocky movies, Rocky is my favorite Best Picture winner of all time. It is my number 4 film of all time. I love the movie Rocky. I think it's phenomenal. To this day, it's, like I said, my favorite Best Picture winner of all time. And also about Rocky there, it's later he meets Adonis Creed, who is Apollo Creed's kid, and he does eventually, it takes him a while to get used to it, then he opens up and he trains him, and all of a sudden the pretty Ricky Conlan character, Adonis Creed is played by Michael B. Jordan, and I can't remember, I don't know the actor's name who played Pretty Ricky Conlan, but he was a world heavyweight champion. He heard about this, and he heard about this Adonis Creed guy. He didn't want to go by his father's name, but the only way he could get that fight is if he goes by Adonis Creed. So he eventually goes by the Adonis Creed name, and Adonis meets Bianca and falls in love with her and all that, like kind of like the Rocky and Adrian story. Now they have a new story, and like I said, this to me was a perfect way to introduce a new character in that story as a passing of the torch character. The movie Creed it's my favorite film of 2015, and also Creed earned an Academy Award nomination. It made Stallone a 3-time Academy Award nominee. He was nominated for Best Actor in the first Rocky, and he also got a Best Screenplay nomination, Best Original Screenplay nomination for Rocky, when Rocky won Best Picture that year. But he lost out to Mark Rylance in Bridge of Spies, which, it was a good movie, but I agree with Michael Rappaport. Sylvester Stallone should have won for playing Adonis Creed. He did great in that performance. I mean, Sylvester Stallone should have won for playing Rocky Balboa. Adonis Creed. Sorry about that. I word saladed there for a second, and I apologize. But yes, and then he gets ready for this fight and stuff like that, and it has that Rocky feel, like it has the and this is my second favorite movie featuring Rocky after the first one. It goes Rocky, Creed, Rocky 2. Those, my opinion, are the 3 greatest Rocky films. My opinion. And yes, Sylvester Stallone won the Golden Globe Best Supporting Actor, and he joins a list of actors being nominated twice for the same role. Cate Blanchett pulled that off with Elizabeth. Paul Newman, he didn't win for The Hustler, but he did win by playing Eddie Felsom later in The Color of Money. There's a bunch of Al Pacino pulled off getting nominated for playing Michael Corleone in both The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. I think there's 4 of them, maybe 5. Those are the only ones that are off the top of my head. I'm not sure, but yes, those actors have all been nominated for the same role and got nominated twice by playing the same role. Stallone got nominated in lead in the first Rocky. In this one, he was a supporting role. When I first watched Creed, I thought they were going to kill Rocky off, and just because they brought him in and he ended up he wasn't doing that well in health. And when I heard he got nominated, I thought this was a way of just, killing Rocky off. But they didn't end up killing him off. But they did mention he was sick in it. And he was in the second one. But the third Creed, I wasn't too keen on. But yes, Rocky Balboa is one of the greatest screen characters of all time. Sylvester Stallone usually doesn't get Oscar nominations. He usually gets Razzie nominations. And I don't think Stallone is a bad actor. I think a lot of the time he just picked bad roles. Because if he was a bad actor, Rocky wouldn't be a thing. My opinion. He did phenomenal in the Rocky movies. And yes, Rocky, and yes, Creed, it's a double gold. It is a perfect send-off on how to introduce a new character to a new universe, a passing of the torch movie, if you will. It is a masterpiece. It is a double gold, and it is my favorite film of the year 2015, Creed. Not the band, The Last Name of Apollo, which ended up being the last name of Adonis. Creed was fantastic. And I thank you very much. I will talk to you guys later. This has been Corey Funk for Funk Film Reviews. You guys have yourself a wonderful day.